when you start a business or a side hustle, the most important task for you is to make money. Yes, otherwise you have a very expensive hobby. So this is why in today's video, I will show you how to easily set up an account with Stripe. And for those who don't know, Stripe is a payment platform that only charges you when you transact. Meaning whenever someone actually buys something from you, which is pretty awesome, especially when you start out as an entrepreneur for the first time and you really want to make sure that you keep your investment small. In today's video, we will discuss the 4 things. 1, how to create a Stripe account. 2, how to set up a payment link for your one-on-one coaching or ebooks or whatever service you provide. 3, what are the payment processing fees? And number 4, my little secret tip for first-time entrepreneurs. And I wished I had this when I started out. Oh gosh, if I knew this, it would have saved me not only money, time, but also a lot of embarrassment. So make sure you don't want to miss out on that. Okay, step number 1 is to go to stripe.com. I will make sure to put a link in the description below so you don't have to Google it. But once you're on this page, you will literally go to sign in. Okay, and once you're here, because you don't have an account yet, you click on sign up right down here. So you click on this. You just need a few things to get started. So the first thing you do is you put in your email address, your business email address, very key. And then you put in your full name, so first name and last name, the country you're in, and then a password. And it's very important, make sure that's a very difficult password. So let's do this right now, real quick, in real time. And of course, make sure that you write down the password. So now you click on create account. Okay, and now you have to verify your email address. So let me just do this on my phone real quick. Oh, and now when you do this, if you do this on your phone, you just have to put your password in again. Get that wrote it down. Okay, so you see here, activate payments on your account. So this is the first step you need to do. So you go and click on activate payments. Okay, and so let's start with some basics. The first one is the business location, United States. If you're in a different country, just pick your country, type of business, individual or company. So let's say company. And so this is key. So for instance, if you're a single member LLC, which is mine, for instance, I would just have this selected. But like, for instance, if you don't have a formal LLC yet because you're still trying to figure out product market fit, then you can go ahead with a sole proprietorship. So single member LLC. Actually, yeah, for this account, I'm going to do sole proprietorship. Okay, continue. So what you would do is you basically put in the legal business name. So whatever the name of the business is, if it's an LLC, don't forget the LLC in the back. Then your EIN number, this is basically your social security number for your business. And then doing business as, sometimes businesses just have like other names that they use. So that's what you put in here as well. And then you put in your registered business address and the industry that you're in. So, software, clothing, consulting services. Like if you do one-on-one services, you can do consulting services. And then you add your business website and kind of what your product is all about. So let's do this real quick. Okay, once you fill all this out, you click on continue. And the next one is business representative. So this should be you if you're the one running the business. Just put in your legal name, your email address, and your home address. So let's do this real quick. Okay, the next one is describe how you fulfill orders. So this one is really key. If you, for instance, sell an ebook, this could be within 1 day. If you do one-on-one services and it starts, for instance, in a month, you would click within a month. I would say within 1 day because you want to deliver as fast as possible. Click on within 1 day and then continue. Okay, public details. So this is really key. So whenever you charge a credit card, you know how on your credit card statement it says kind of like who it's from, right? If you bought Tom's shoes, it will say Tom's. So you want to figure out what do you want this to be. I would always recommend, if you're doing business under your name, just put your name there. If you have an LLC and it's your company, put your company name there. Just keep it simple. So for instance, if I were to just put Fabienne Hansen LLC, you can even see a preview right here. Then there's also a short end descriptor. So this is like if the statement is a little bit shorter, like what do you want it to say? So let's do HLLC. That way it's just a little bit easier. Okay, customer support number if you have one. Otherwise, just put your name on it. It's not going to be shown. It's more like when you have invoices and a vendor wants to call you. Okay, and then it should also have your customer support address. So again, if you have an office building, just make sure to put it right here. Otherwise, use your business address. Click on continue. Next up, you want to add your bank. So if you have Bank of America or Chase, you literally just click on one, and then let's, for instance, do Bank of America. It will then basically ask you to log in to your bank. So definitely do that right now. Okay, and then the next thing it will ask you once you connect it with your bank account. And again, if it's your business account, you should have a business bank account, by the way. If you have an LLC, please do me a big favor. Create a separate account from your private account and have a business bank account. If not, make sure to actually watch this video where I talk about all the common mistakes you make when creating an LLC. So open up in a new tab. And once you're done with this tutorial, definitely check it out because that's really key. Back to this, keep your account secure. So this is key because again, you're handling with payment, you're handling with PI data. What you want to make sure is that you have two-step authentication enabled. And I would just say use SMS. So we'll ask you, which number you want to use. I will just confirm phone number. And then it sends you a 6-digit code to your phone. Let me see, I got it. So let's put this right in here. Okay, and then this is important. So you get a backup code. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your phone and you're gonna take a screenshot. Ideally, don't save it on your phone, actually. Write it down on a piece of paper. That's actually probably the better way to do it. You never know if you're gonna get hacked. So just write it down instead of taking a picture, actually just write it down. Oh, you can even download it. Well, let's do that. Okay, so it's like a text file, great. And then you say, I saved my backup code, perfect, click yes. What that means is now whenever you sign into your account, you will always get a code via text message. So it's like two-step authentication. Okay, done. Continue. Okay, automate tax calculation. There's a lot that you can set up. I will skip this for now. I will make a different tutorial around this one because tax is not an easy thing. So let's do no thanks for now. Okay, and so the last piece here that you can see is show customers your climate commitment. I love that they have this. I'm all about actually creating a business and giving back to a cause that is greater than yourself and that you actually really, really deeply care about. So here, what I do is I usually do the 1%. You can choose whatever you want. This is cool. I haven't seen this before. You can even click this and say, start contributing after my business has processed, like you can say $5,000, for instance. And then, or if you say like you don't want to do this, you can say no thanks. And you can actually see here, whenever you ask someone to pay a bill, how you're contributing to climate change, which again, I think is pretty cool. So continue with 1%. Okay, and then this is the last piece. You review everything here. I have something that I'm missing, so I'm gonna check this out in a second, but this should all look good. And then you basically, once you're done, you click on agree and submit. And that's literally it. So now we're gonna go to step 2, which is the favorite part of this. How do you set up a payment link? So let's go back, once you're done with this, to the dashboard. Now you're back on the dashboard. Now there is my favorite part of all of this. So you see here, share a payment link. But also you can get there by, let me look. payment links. So if you don't see it on your homepage or dash screen, you can just go to payments and then payment links. And you can create a checkout page. And this is so key. I kid you not. Like, you can so easily now sell your products. I'm so excited that Stripe actually created this. So what you will click on is create test payment link. I'm in test mode right now, so I haven't activated my account here yet. And I set this one up just for demonstration purposes. So that's why you see test data here. But once you're done with this, you shouldn't see this banner here anymore. But for the purpose of this video, this is what you need. Okay, and so what I love about this so much is that you can add products and that will adjust then the checkout place. So let's say you're selling an ebook. We would click on add new product. And then we would say, let's do side hustle roadmap. I can even upload an image if I want. Let me see. Look at this image that I found. I can just add this from the smart marks that I actually created from a different tutorial. But then you can describe it step by step process on how to get from $0 to 30K in 3 months. And then the price, let's say I want to charge $49 for this. Then you see the US dollar, and if you set up the tax, you can do this here. You can even add more currencies as well. And here's the other thing that I just love so much is if you've ever wanted to create recurring revenue. And here's the thing, recurring revenue is like the most important thing of your business. I would say if you want to make your side hustle your number one priority and at some point quit your job and you use your side hustle as your exit strategy, you gotta have subscriptions or something recurring so that you can plan with the cash flow. Otherwise, you're in a promotion business. So you don't have a business until you have continuity. And one of the things I love is like you could create a membership here. You could do recurring and then bill monthly, every 3 months, all of that. So it's so cool. I love this. So if we just do like the one-time ebook for now, I don't want to make it too complicated. We click on add product. And then you can see here quantity, number 1, and let customers adjust quantity. I mean, for an ebook, it doesn't really make sense, but if you're selling even like a physical product, you can do that so that instead of like 1 candle, they can get 3 candles. And then you can do collect customer addresses. I do this sometimes, especially for high ticket coaching. I love sending my side hustle planner to my client as like a surprise. So I do love collecting the customer address. You can also provide the phone number if you maybe have like an SMS sign up, or you can even add custom fields. And okay, let me show you. This is so cool. Can't believe this. And then you click on create link and you even see a preview here. You have your link here. Again, ignore these error messages. It's because I set this up as a test account, but you can copy this now. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. And then let's go check it out, what it looks like. There you go, side hustle roadmap, $49, put in the email, and here you go, your personalized payment link, you have the $49, and you have everything that you need right here. This is really awesome, and I'm just like blown away that it's taken Stripe so long to create this, but they finally have it, so you can use this, and I just absolutely love it. So now the big question is, okay, if you're getting $49, like how much at the end of the day is actually left for you, right? That's the big question. I don't know why, but Stripe's pricing website section is down. So I just went to Forbes, and here you can see kind of the fees. So the 2.9% plus 30 cents, that's basically it. And if you have currency conversion, there's another 1%. And the other thing too is if you selected the 1% that's going to help climate change, that will also be deducted. So you probably see around 3 to 4% depending on where you sell from. What's key to note is that you usually receive your first payout probably until like 7 to 14 days after receiving your first successful payment. So be patient. The first payout really takes a little bit longer than what you think it will take. And it also depends in what country you are and also if you're in a high risk industry. First one is always the hardest, but then it gets easier. Okay, now let's talk about the secret no one taught me when I started out. Oh gosh, I wish I'd known this. Let me tell you what is the hardest thing. Getting that first sale. That is really the hardest thing. Really, really is. Took me forever. But I learned it the hard way. It's not really about your product. It's actually all about the copy on your sales page. Yes. Before you develop any product, create a sales page, and I use Showit for that, but you can use Squarespace or WordPress, whatever you have. Interview your customers about like their biggest struggles and the desires that they have, and use the exact wording that they use on your sales page. Yes. And you literally put this on your sales page and you don't develop any product, and you only develop a product, and listen up, whenever you get a sale. And this is what is called an MVP in tech, which stands for minimum viable product. Your minimum viable product is not like a ebook or a like mini course. It is to just create a sales page and iterate on that one as many times until you get a sale. Also, if you're feeling stuck right now and like really overwhelmed and you don't know what it takes to go from idea to niche all the way to your first revenue, then definitely make sure to check out this video right here, because I describe the exact 6-step roadmap to get from $0 to $30,000 in 3 months. Wild. So you don't want to miss that one.